Most loving God, as we come to this time of new beginnings, we ask that you would always guide these students on their journey through the rigors of their academic years ahead. Empower them with grace and hope to live into their fullest potential. Dare them to dream big as they transition into this new and exciting time. Grant wisdom to our faculty and staff so they may help lead these students to achieve their best. Open our hearts and our minds so that we may respect and encourage one another and foster a culture of care for our whole community. Amen. You may be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Stephanie Levinson, our Vice President of Enrollment Management.
Welcome to Monmouth College. New students like you, I'm experiencing this ceremony for the very first time as I joined Monmouth College last September, and I'm honored to start the 2023 academic year with you. I want to tell you some facts about our incoming class, and then I'm going to share with all of you why our community is so lucky to have you start with us as part of our Fighting Scots family. This fall, we have almost 240 new students hailing from 12 states and 2 countries. 68% of you are student athletes. 44% of you are first-generation students, just like I was. 25% are students of color. The most popular first names are Natalie, Michael, and Nathan. The most popular birthday is December 10th. Raise your hand if your birthday is December 10th. Okay. And finally, we have 27 students who are following in their family's tradition at Monmouth and are legacy students. A few weeks ago, I emailed all of you and asked you to tell me something about yourself that you thought was important or special or unique. or to share a recent accomplishment that you're proud of. I promised that if I mentioned this during the speech, that I would keep it confidential, and so if I talk about you, know that I've changed the names. I knew that we would have future scholars, leaders, artists, champions, educators, and trailblazers. And wow, you proved me right. I learned that we have Golden Apple Scholars in our group who are excited to continue to explore their passion for teaching here at Monmouth. We have several students who are pursuing their talents in the fine arts, like Toby, who's already authored a book of poetry and is working on his first screenplay, or Riley, who directed her first production of Finding Nemo Jr. this past year. Our new Scots have thrived academically, like Gavin, who was on the Dean's List his first year at his previous university before transferring to Monmouth. Several of you shared with me that you were class valedictorians, and Mila, one of our top scholars, told me that she's trilingual, mastering not only English, but Bulgarian and Spanish. Tina wrote to me and shared that this year, along with some of her classmates, she participated in the annual American Education Research Association meeting, and as a student researcher, based her research on the mental health of high school students on the south side of Chicago. Mina told me that she's been working with an organization called Foster's Voice to fight against the stigma of mental health and suicide. Landon was a volunteer coder in his spare time, writing for a few people to help build multiplayer video game servers. Luke was a 12-sport athlete in high school, 12 sports. He was most passionate about track and field because he knew he wanted to pursue that in college. Other students wrote to me and told me about some of their hobbies that included running a half marathon this past summer, mixing music, cooking, baking, and grilling. Finally, a few of you shared some personal accomplishments of overcoming obstacles and your excitement about your future here at Monmouth. Emily overcame her fear of public speaking while traveling to Europe on an educational trip and performing with a diverse group of students. Amelia was named Employee of the Month after only working at her restaurant for a few months, where she worked tireless hours juggling school, softball, all while getting straight A's. She even went back to work just days after having surgery to repair a torn ACL. And finally, Josie, who arrived at Monmouth a few weeks ago to participate in our summer research program. She traveled a great distance to be here. She told me, every morning when I wake up and I find myself in my dorm, it still feels surreal. As a student far away from home, managing all by myself, not giving up at this young age, this is my accomplishment. What did I gain from doing all of this? Confidence, and realized that I am brave. So, Fighting Scots, I want to leave you with a few words from one of the greatest writers of our current day, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Make the friendship bracelets. Take the moment and taste it. You've got no reason to be afraid. But you are not on your own here. You have all of us to support you. You are in your Monmouth era. The question is, are you ready for it? President Wyatt, Dean Wilhart, Monmouth College faculty, I present to you the incoming class of 2023. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Dr. Mark Wilhart, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty.
On behalf of the Monmouth College faculty, I'm delighted to welcome you into our community of learners. Today, the faculty wear their gowns representing their areas of study, their universities, and their levels of achievement to remind us all that you're joining not just this college, but a worldwide scholarly community which binds us in the pursuit of lux, the light of true knowledge. Though right now you may or may not consider yourself a scholar, I want to stress that this is precisely what the professors to your left think you are. What we believe you to be, 4 years at Monmouth College will help you to become. And your faculty's expectations are high. They're not here high, but here high. So high that sometimes to start, you'll think you won't be able to reach them. We will tell you the truth. The challenge is always worthwhile and that failure can be noble, and you won't believe us. Yet each and every one of your faculty is willing to help you to understand the value in the intellectual struggle so that you can meet their high expectations and then exceed them. To do so, you will learn a new kind of hard work, and faculty will help. Your time alone building a knowledge base will become a time shared with others to push that knowledge forward. And then, in turn, that will become sharing your knowledge with the world via writing, via presentations, posters, and performances. And your professors will be there alongside you at every step. This is why a Monmouth College education is so special. You have teachers dedicated to the prospect of your improvement. All of your professors are certainly active scholars in their own rights. They're researchers, writers, performers, nationally and internationally recognized. But rather than focus solely on themselves and their own work, they made a choice to build their careers at a place where they got to teach, to do the in-the-trenches, hands-on instruction that is such hard but such rewarding work. Why? Because you're worth it. In you, in all of you, your professors see potential. The potential to learn more, to do more, and to achieve more. As they once invested in their own talents, they have now chosen to invest in yours. So, on behalf of the faculty, welcome to our community of learners. The work is hard but full of joy, and the achievement earned in the moment connects you to the legacy of those who have come before you. I now invite Luis Castillo, President of the Scott Student Senate, to the podium to welcome you on behalf of the student body.
Well, I wish I was that tall. All right. Good afternoon, class of 2027, and welcome to Monmouth College. My name is Luis Castillo, a current senior from Chicago, Illinois, majoring in neuroscience. On behalf of Scott Senate, I am excited to welcome and congratulate you all achieving college. Before beginning my speech and doing my best at preparing you for the next steps ahead of your journey, I would first like to congratulate all the parents in the crowd. Although this is a big day for your children, this is also a big day for you. Whether this is your first child going to college, your last, or even the middle child, you have all been able to guide that tricky path of parenthood, letting your child develop into the adult they are today. As this next move of college is ever so tricky to let go, all our students are in great hands to grow, develop, and become who they are truly meant to be. Class of 2027, welcome to the Fighting Scots! Once again, I congratulate you on the first step in your college journey. You have succeeded at the very first step, and that is showing up. Believe it or not, that step becomes a little more difficult, especially if you have those 8 a.m. classes. Don't mean to scare you. College is arguably one of the many difficulties you'll face in life. College will challenge you, question you, and biggest of all, scare you. Standing here as a senior, I can definitely say that I still see these difficulties today. However, as scary as that sounds, you are not alone. From the person to your left and to the person to your right, you all are probably asking yourself the same questions. Will I make friends? Will I pass my classes? And will I make that 8 a.m.? Some may already have it figured out and others haven't, and that's okay. Standing in your shoes 4 years ago in the midst of the pandemic, I was beyond anxious in what the next 4 years would look like. Standing here today, however, I have experienced far more than what I have ever expected to find right here in rural Illinois. I like to describe Monmouth as an institution where it is okay to make mistakes, and it is encouraged to take risks. From the little knowledge I have about growing up and maturing, One of the hardest lessons I had to learn was to take risks. All my life, I always took the safe route to prevent public embarrassment. As you can tell, this is one of those big risks. However, once setting foot on campus, I was told to take risks. Do things you never sought out after to do. And in doing so, I did. Monmouth is built on a strong, close-knit community in which we are all here to support and aid any and all risks you take. Want to try a new major? Go for it. Want to start a club? Do it. Here at Monmouth, we want you to reach beyond what you think you can attain. And if it doesn't work out the way you planned, you took a risk and you learned. College is a place of learning, and you'll learn far beyond just the classroom. Not only will you learn how to publicly speak, but you'll learn about yourself, those around you, and how to manage the many life challenges that will come your way. Now, what I want you to take away from this speech are the words of many before me. You get what you put in here at Monmouth. All the effort, commitment, and risks you take in these next 4 years will ultimately be what you get out of it. Make yourself vulnerable and learn what you can while you are here. Try new things, meet new people, and most of all, have fun. College is only 4 years, and believe me when I say these 4 years will fly by quickly. Once again, don't be afraid. It's okay to be nervous, but in the end, we're all here for one reason: to get that degree and to have a real good time while doing it. Thank you once again, and congratulations. And of course, don't forget, Roll Scouts. I would now like to welcome the president of Monmouth College, President Clarence Wyatt.
Thank you, Luis. And again, welcome everybody to the 2023 Monmouth College Matriculation Ceremony. As I begin, let me offer some thanks. First, thanks to all of the people who have put this great event together. Our facilities management staff, our communications staff, and our faculty marshals, Professors Tom Sargent, Stacy Lotes, Sean Shum, and Audra Goach. Thanks as well to Secretary to the Dean of the Faculty, Jevany Gillen. And let me especially thank Dean of Students, Karen Ogrzalik, and Assistant Director of Campus Events, Meredith McGarry, for their leadership and coordination of this event. Let me also thank all of our faculty and staff who have assisted you in your process of choosing Monmouth and who have created the experience that will change for the better the arc of your lives. I especially want to welcome the new members of the faculty and staff who are joining us this year. I ask all members of the faculty and staff to please stand. I want to recognize and thank members of the college's Board of Trustees. These people, many of them your fellow alumni of the college, provide tremendous support, guidance, and vision that make it possible for all of us to be here today. I am confident that in the coming years, any number of you will join their ranks. I don't believe we have any trustees with us today, but if so, let me ask them to stand and be recognized, but in any case, let us thank them. Today, you are officially joining the Monmouth College family. For these next years, you will be a student at the college, but you will be an alumnus of the college your entire life. You will soon discover, if you have not already, what a devoted and accomplished group of people they are. We will hear from him in a moment, but let me recognize Mr. Mark Tupper, class of 1994, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, and thank him for his service and leadership. Let me thank the families of our new students. As parents, my wife, Chloe, and I know that it can be hard to let go of your child. Whether it is those first steps, the first day of preschool, the first time behind the wheel of a car, or going off to college. But difficult as it might be at times, we all know that helping our children grow into strong, independent people is our greatest joy as parents and families. We know that you and your children have worked hard to make this opportunity real, and we will do all that we can to honor that commitment. We are partners together in the continuing growth of your children. We are deeply honored by the trust you have placed in us. Thank you. And finally, let me thank my wife, Lobe, for all that she does for me. She is in Texas caring for our daughter, but she extends her congratulations as well. Thank you, Lobe. And now for you, our new students, the stars of the show. I know you're sitting there thinking it's hot. You can feel the sweat running down your back. I promise not to talk very long. First, again, congratulations on joining the Monmouth family. The fact that you've made this choice signals that you have set a higher standard for yourself. You didn't take the easy way out. You set a higher standard for yourself. You asked, what more can I do, not how little can I get away with? And goodness knows that you have all persevered and triumphed during some of the most challenging years in our nation's history. If you were only seeking a diploma, a piece of paper, you could have chosen a different path. But you have chosen an experience that will help you grow in intellect, in moral courage, in social commitment. We thank you for the confidence that you show in us. We thank you for all that you will do to enrich the life of the college over these next years, and all the things that you will do as alumni to make us proud. Even though you've already taken on challenges and met them successfully, the truth is that you will be challenged here as never before. You are one of the stronger students in your high school, I'm sure. But this experience will test you. The faculty and staff will ask more of you than has been asked before. They will challenge your assumptions, urge you to examine your beliefs. They will do this not for the purpose of trying to persuade you to one point of view or another. They do not seek to tell you what to think, but rather to help you think for yourselves. They seek to make you stronger, stronger in your appreciation of the richness of the human experience, stronger in your ability to see things from other people's points of view, stronger in your sense of responsibility for yourself, for others, and for our wondrous but fragile planet, stronger in your courage to commit yourself to a cause. You may come from a family background for which this kind of experience is new and different. There may well be times when this testing seems particularly daunting, when the challenges seem too much to bear. But let me offer some reassurance. Even though it has been many years now, I can remember exactly how I felt when I was going through the same things that you're going through today. My parents valued education. They were two of the smartest people I ever met. But the circumstances of their lives kept them from going beyond the 8th grade. My brother, sister, and I were the first people in our family to go to high school, much less college. And I was a good student in high school, but this whole college thing was something else. I mean, everybody was a good student, a really good student. The faculty and staff tested all of us in the same way that will happen for you here. And there came a time for me, about 6 weeks into that first fall semester, when I wondered if I should be there. Just at the right time, a great English teacher, the person who I had for Loewe's and I's alma mater's equivalent of I&I, caught me in the hall after class. His name was Paul Cantrell. Dr. Cantrell backed me up against the wall. Now, like I said, he was a great teacher of English, and his command of the language was, let us say, rich and colorful. In no uncertain terms, he told me that he knew my background, knew the work I was capable of doing, and that he expected me to start doing it. And just as forcefully, he told me that he would help me every step of the way, and he did. You will find that same kind of support here at Monmouth. You will succeed. Now, I know that there will be days when the load seems too heavy, when the work seems too much, when the noise of life seems overwhelming, and the reward too distant. But you are not alone. The people here today and everyone across campus, your professors, your coaches, the staff and student life, the custodians, the food service staff, all of us are here with you. We are ready to help with the load, to keep your eyes on the prize, to walk the path with you. Another thing that I would like to ask you to do is to let yourself be open to this experience. Hard as it might be, try not to turn your time here into a 4-year-long to-do list. Yes, seek out the rich opportunities that the college offers, but really contribute to and grow from them. Don't do it just to build a freakishly long resume. Share the passion that your teachers have for their disciplines. Yes, take your work seriously and do it to the best of your ability. But do it not for the sake of a grade, but rather for how you will grow from it. If you do these things, grades and resumes will take care of themselves. Even now, many of you are wondering what you're going to do after you again sit here 4 years from now about to graduate. If you're not, I can guarantee your families are. And it is right to be asking that question, for a college education should help prepare you for a rewarding career. But in this day when technological change is taking over careers once thought to be automation-proof, no single program can give you all the knowledge that will sustain you for the rest of your working life. What we do especially well at Monmouth is to nurture in you the mindsets, intellectual curiosity, adaptability, creativity, and ethical grounding that will empower you to succeed in whatever field of endeavor you choose. To empower you to be the person who creates the new fields of endeavor. Being open to this experience also means being open to other people. One of the great opportunities that Monmouth, both the college and the town, offers is a rich tapestry of backgrounds and experiences. Our student body comes from 26 states and 7 countries. At the Smithfield plant, just on the north edge of town, more than a dozen different languages are spoken by the employees. Seek out those people who look and talk differently than you do, who come from places that might seem alien to you. You will be the richer for it, and so will they. Last, I ask that respect becomes one of your watchwords. Respect this experience. You have been granted the chance to explore the best of all that humankind has accomplished, and you have well-trained and passionate guides. Respect the people who create this experience, who care for it and for you. Learn the names of the custodians on your residence hall. Get to know the folks who work in the dining hall, in the business office, and elsewhere on campus. When you're tempted to leave trash on the ground or perhaps see someone about to damage property, think of the people who will have to clean it up, who will have to repair it. Remember how nice they are to you. Respect the town and the people in it. Explore this community. Enjoy it and contribute to it. Respect each other. Always remember that, like you, everyone has their histories of joy and tragedy, of good times and bad. Be kind to others, for you never know what's going on in someone's heart or head on any given day. Think about how much you would welcome kindness and understanding when you're having a hard day. Finally, respect yourself. Those of us of a certain vintage also recognize those words as the title of a great song by Chicago's own Staples singer. In the first verse, Pop Staples sings, "You disrespect anybody that you run into, how in the world do you think anybody's supposed to respect you?" Have fun, let loose, enjoy your friends, but always carry yourself with dignity. For the most part, people will hold you in the same regard that you hold yourselves. This attribute and action of respect becomes more important each day. I believe strongly that many of the issues that seemingly divide people can be solved or move closer to solution if our stance, our default position, is one of mutual respect. In a society as varied and free as America, that is both a special blessing and a special challenge. Profoundly important issues exist in our country, challenging each of us. Yet the special blessing is that we have the freedom to speak of them, to confront them, to overcome them. And the only truly effective path forward, the only truly lasting solution to whatever challenge we face, is to work together from a place of mutual respect. We can celebrate our many backgrounds while also celebrating the core humanity that we all share and that binds us to each other. At the end of the day, our greatest fulfillment as individuals, the greatest expression of this experience that you begin today, is the way that you put your talents and character in service to others. As Robert Kennedy said, few of us will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of the events, and in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation. Many words capture these ideas, but here are some that speak it especially well. James Allen McPherson was the first Black American to win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. McPherson was born in Savannah, Georgia, and grew up in the Jim Crow South. He graduated from Morris Brown College in Atlanta and earned a law degree from Harvard. But his true voice was found in short story writing. He published his first story, Gold Post, while still in law school, and in 1978 he won the Pulitzer for fiction for his collection of short stories, Elbow Ring. Much of McPherson's writing dealt with the experiences of Black and white people separated together in American society, but his words apply to the rich diversity of our nation in all of its facets. In 1978, he wrote these words: "I believe that if one can experience diversity, touch a variety of its people, laugh at its craziness, distill wisdom from its tragedies, and attempt to synthesize all this inside oneself without going crazy, one will have earned the right to call oneself citizen of the United States." I would add that if one can do all this, one will also have earned the right to call oneself a noble Monmouth College Scot. So as we gather here today on this August day, let me close by reading a few lines from The Summer Day by the poet Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass and is now eating sugar out of my hand. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down. Who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down into the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? We are eager and fortunate to walk with you, support you, encourage you, and love you as you answer that question. And we can't wait to hear and see your answers. Welcome to Monmouth College. It's now my pleasure to ask Mr. Mark Tupper to come to the podium.
Thank you, President Wyatt. Good afternoon. Been a long day. Yeah. It's hot. Ready for your parents to go home? Hey, they can't see you, okay? If you just do a thumbs up, it's okay. They can't see your reaction. It's all right. It's okay to say yes. On behalf of the Monmouth College Alumni Board, to the incoming students, welcome. Welcome to a lifelong adventure as part of the Monmouth College community. We hope that you will come to love the college as much as we do, and we know that your college years will be filled with many happy memories that you will remember fondly. I was once sitting where you are back in the fall of 1990. Yes, I am that old. Being from Peoria, it was a quick drive to get here. I suppose I made it in record time, and I was so excited to get here and start my next chapter in life. Grabbing my clothes, essentials, and a high-tech electronic typewriter. Yes, that's correct. No laptop, iPad, tablet. I charged into the first floor of Windbigler Hall, met my RA, and got to my room. Lucky me, only one set of stairs. And then I promptly told my parents they could get going back home. I guess you could say I was ready for my independence. Those first few days on campus were filled with lots of activity. There was my room to organize, introductions to be made, and a lot of meetings to attend. It didn't take me long to realize I was on my own for the first time. That meant not being able to call home at the last minute, frantically asking my parents to bring something to me that I forgot. And to think I didn't even have a cell phone. All of a sudden, alone, in a place where the only people I knew were my roommate, my orientation leader, and the recruiters who brought me to Monmouth College. I also realized what a liberating feeling that was. No more questions about what time I was getting home at night. No more household chores. And if I chose to skip a class or two, no one would notice. I soon realized that if I missed a class or failed to turn in an assignment on time, someone would indeed notice, and there would be consequences. And to have an 8 o'clock class in the morning on quantitative methods in your first term taught by Dr. Rod Lemon, rough. And I think freshman year I also had the history of Western civilization with Dr. William Urban. Again, I'm a numbers guy. This just wasn't my thing. But there were other classes. There were finance classes with Ken McMillan. There was Introduction to Business Law with Michael Connell. And one of my favorites, where else could you go to school and have a class, Industry Analysis Beverages. Half of the term was soda, and you can guess what the other half was. It was about beer. It fit very well, and Professor Michael Connell was sitting right there in the corner, and he was excellent. But Monmouth allowed me to struggle, not fail, but make mistakes, pay for those mistakes, and achieve success in the end. I missed a few classes, some of them self-induced for various social reasons the night before, probably most of them. I soon found my niche and went on to graduate with a major in accounting. To the parents and families of the incoming students, your homes are about to get quieter, probably lonelier, and maybe a lot cleaner. Your grocery bills will most likely decrease, but your anxiety may increase. I know my wife Tina and I's children went away to school. The first few weeks were quite an adjustment. Know that your student is at a college where the faculty and staff truly care about your students' well-being and want them to succeed. Some of your kids will find their niche faster than others, but rest assured that Monmouth is set up for everyone to thrive. Most of the faculty and staff that were here when I was on campus are not here anymore, but I can tell you firsthand that the faculty and staff at Monmouth are committed to the success of your children, almost as if they were their own. I still have regular contact with my advisor, Ken McMillan, almost 30 years after graduation. This community is going to see each student as a unique individual, pushing and encouraging each of them to be the best version of themselves, and oftentimes leading to accomplishments they didn't believe they could achieve. Thank you for entrusting your sons and daughters to this college. Monmouth is a special place, as you have no doubt already begun to see. While your immediate focus is likely to getting them through the first week, let alone the first year, know that the college has so much more to offer than simply a 4-year degree. Rather, they have already joined a vast community of alumni who provide great connections for career mentoring and networking, as well as social interaction. Know also that we as alumni look forward to connecting with all of you while we are here on campus, as well in the years after they graduate. They will enter as a student, but graduate as a Scot, and we couldn't be happier to have them join the Monmouth College community. New students, class of 27, 4 years is a long time that will go by so fast. The days are long, but the years are short. In just 1,366 days, you will walk across this very stage and receive your diploma. Yes, I did the math. Which also means that in 1,365 days, the night before graduation, members of the Alumni Board will be there to welcome you to the Monmouth College Alumni Association with over 17,000 members. You might even be recruited to join the Alumni Board. Be involved. Try new things. Take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Join a fraternity. Join a sorority if that interests you. Be involved in campus clubs and organizations. I can speak from experience as a proud member of the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity that this can be very rewarding, but it's not for everyone. Whatever you decide, I can assure you that you will meet lifelong friends along the way. Some of you will meet your future spouse. You will laugh, you will cry. You'll have professors you love. You may even have some you don't like so much. Regardless of that, trust me, they only want what is best for you. Embrace this college community, and it will embrace you 10 times back. I will leave you with this as parting words. Sometimes when you hit a dead end, you'll have to go in reverse and start anew. That's okay, because failure can be your friend. The lessons learned in a failed attempt turn out to be the building blocks in your next chapter. Once again, welcome to Monmouth College. It's now my pleasure to ask Lillian Huckey, President of the Mortar Board, to lead the Monmouth College Pledge.
Good afternoon. I am Lillian Huckey, the President of Mortar Board. Will the new Monmouth College students please rise and join me in reciting the Monmouth College Pledge? The words are printed on the inside of your program. We, the students of Monmouth College, make the following pledge. We will accept responsibility for our lives while here at Monmouth College. We will endeavor daily to choose the course of action that ensures our growth and well-being and that of our fellow students. Honesty and integrity in all we do. We will share openly our values, thoughts, and beliefs, just as we will listen thoughtfully and with an open mind to the values, thoughts, and beliefs of others. We will explore together our similarities and our differences, and through that exploration, seek to become more fully ourselves and more fully members of a genuine community of learners. We will treat with respect and civility our fellow students and the faculty and staff who have committed themselves to our learning and our development. And finally, we will honor the history, traditions, rules, and regulations of the college so that we might further her mission, enhance her reputation, celebrate her good name, and continue the legacy of those who come before us. I invite you all to stand if you are able and join the Monmouth College chorale in singing the college hymn. The words are printed on the back cover of your program.
God, guide us from this moment to be willing to give our whole selves, becoming the best that we can be. May we make this journey willing to walk with one another in a way that is centered on community, care, and connection. This we pray in His name. Amen.
right now.